When I was 11 years old, I watched a movie called Iron Man. This movie blew me away. The visuals, the characters, the new technologies. As a kid, it was just so exciting to watch. And then I grew up. I forgot about Iron Man. Until the other day. I rewatched the movie for the first time as an adult, and it gave me an idea. I am gonna recreate Iron Man in my bedroom. Along with Iron Man, I'm also attempting to recreate two of my other favorite Marvel movies, which means I need to make shot lists, gather props, film, act, direct, and edit 3 separate scenes to see if I'm capable of recreating superhero movies at home. If you've ever watched behind the scenes footage from Marvel movies, you understand that what I'm trying to do here is not easy, and the pressure is on, because by the end of the video, I'll be premiering all 3 scenes to the biggest Marvel fan I know. But we'll get to that. First, we just need to figure out how to make the scenes. These movies rely heavily on visual effects, which means a lot of the footage is shot in a studio using green screens and blue screens. So step number 1 is to go to the store to get supplies, because I need to turn my bedroom into a film studio so that I can recreate Iron Man. I drew this myself. I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. I did trace it, so I don't know, does tracing mean I didn't actually draw? So I'm actually recreating shots from 2 separate scenes of the movie and mashing them together. The first scene we'll be filming is when Tony's trying to escape 2 fighter jets. And the second scene is the infamous test flight, and that will take place inside his helmet. I have one agenda, and that is make this Iron Man doll fly and look realistic. And I don't know how to do that. Here's the thing, I always have these video ideas and I'm like, oh, make superhero movies at home. That will be cool. And then I realize I have no idea what I'm doing. However, I do have some ideas. Idea number 1 is to use invisible fishing wire to give the illusion that the Iron Man doll is effortlessly flying through the sky. Fishing line is amazing because not only can you catch fish with it, you can also hang things with it and it looks invisible. Now, I've used fishing wire before for other videos and it's worked really well, but I've never used it to pull off an effect this complex. If I can actually use it to make the doll fly, I can then replace the blue screen with real aerial footage, and hopefully it ends up looking a little something like this. At least that's the idea. I'm still not 100% sure this is gonna work. I keep saying that. I need to have more confidence. This is going to work, I think. I spent the next few hours filming the action figure from all sorts of different angles, because in order to make my shots match the shots from the movie, the fishing wire had to be attached to the doll in very precise positions, which means that any bump or movement to the figure while filming would knock it out of position, forcing me to start over. That setup took so long. Oh my goodness. Okay. Boom, Iron Man is flying. 2 jets come up behind him. What are they doing? Boo, 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 boo. Woo! I think we might have just got the shot. This whole production is a very delicate process of not breaking strings. All right, let's do it one more time just to be safe and try to get the shot. Good morning. How's it going? Yesterday was definitely a success. We got all the flying scenes that we needed. Today we are going to be filming the HUD scenes. If you don't know what that means, don't worry, I didn't until about 5 minutes ago. HUD stands for heads up display, and in all of the movies you see Tony inside the suit like this. Now, in order to properly do this effect, I would need a giant studio, special camera and 3D trackers and all of this stuff, which I don't have at my house. So once again, we have to get creative. And here's my idea. When I was a kid, I would build forts in my house with chairs, pillows, and blankets.
Why do you reckon your fort dies?
Because I'm making a new fort because this one is so big.
When I say that I am a veteran fort builder, you can trust me. I've literally been doing this since I was a baby. And honestly, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. I'm just building a fort to film in. You see, when Tony's inside the HUD, shadows wrap around his face and make it almost look like his head's floating. So what I'm thinking is if I put on black clothes and shut the shades, the shadows will engulf the shot and make it look like my head's floating as well. Okay guys, welcome to the inside of Tony Stark's helmet, also known as some blankets in my bedroom. I got a camera, I got a light, I got a microphone. I also have this wet rag to wipe my face down so that it looks like I'm in a high intensity flying situation. The thought here is to be flying away from like some jets or something. Boo, 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 boo. Woo. Again, I've never done this before, but I'm really excited to try this. Let's start filming. Here we go. Let's get it. Okay, I know this looks ridiculous right now, but just give me a minute, okay? It's about to look really cool. In order to replicate this shot of Tony putting on the helmet, I strapped 2 iPhones to my helmet with Google Images shining through the eye holes. Doing it this way means I don't have to add it digitally in the editing process. So one thing about these HUD scenes is there's always camera movement. However, I am filming by myself with a tripod. There's no camera movement. However, what if I put the tripod on my foot and then I wiggle my foot around, and then it gives us some natural camera shake? Is that dumb? Or is that really genius? I don't know. Guys, nobody told me that there are gonna be jets up here. I thought I was just going on a joyride. I'm quite possibly delivering some of the worst dialogue of all time right now. I am very new to this. I have never flown a suit before. This is crazy. What is that line? I didn't write a script, so everything I'm doing is just improv, but hopefully I can find some decent takes in there where I somewhat resemble Robert Downey Jr. Which, let's be honest, I don't. Okay, now that both scenes are filmed, it's time to put them together. On to editing! Yeah! So, first order of business is hopping onto Storyblocks to find some HUD displays that I can use for the shot. I immediately found these 2 that had an Iron Man vibe, so I downloaded them and threw them over the footage. But I didn't stop there. I grabbed some insane aerial footage and tons of action sound effects to help bring this bedroom version of Iron Man to life. By now, you guys know that I typically don't ever attempt to do any visual effects myself, but Storyblocks makes it so easy with customizable templates, so even a guy like me can make something look good. If you want to get started with unlimited stock media downloads at one set price, head to storyblocks.com/Isaac Carlton or click the link in the description. So thank you Storyblocks for sponsoring this video and helping me make this scene. Here we go. But we're not done. My next task is to add fighter jets into the sky, and this is where I ran into my first major problem. I've never done 3D animation. Dang. Yeah, that's definitely a problem. So I have a choice. I can be lazy and have someone else do the work for me, or I can put my head down and do the work myself. If you know me, the decision's pretty obvious.
Got these jets going by, which,
my friend Tom will be taking care of the jets. In my last video, Tom was able to shrink me down to fit inside of a toy car, which was a really cool effect. But making a toy Iron Man doll escape fighter jets is a bit more complicated. So we'll see if he can pull it off. And while he works on that, I'm gonna start working on Spider-Man, maybe the most iconic superhero. I feel like every year they make a new Spider-Man movie. People obviously like this guy, and every single Spider-Man movie has a web shooting scene. And I thought that would be a perfect scene to recreate in my bedroom. Also, if you're wondering why there's a giant lamp in the shot, I just went to Goodwill to buy this because I want to recreate this moment. All right, let's shoot some webs. Like I said earlier, there are a ton of Spider-Man movies, which means I have a lot of options to choose from for this recreation. However, there's one scene in particular that I think I can replicate the best, and that's this moment from the original 2002 movie, where Peter Parker's testing out his web powers in his bedroom. And in order to pull it off, I'm gonna test out some new techniques that are a little, you might say, non-conventional. I promise this is not a joke. You see, in order to make the digital webs look realistic, we need the real life objects that the webs are hitting to actually move. And shooting the can with a toy gel blaster is one way to do that. You see, the gel ball is basically invisible on camera, but its impact makes the can move backwards. So now that the can's moving, we can add our spider web, and suddenly we have a glorious combination of practical and visual effects. Oh. It has the stretch going on.
I can grab the bits of it, and then it'll kind of like stretch it and go as much as I want it to be. Throw it in, so there's a big old mesh of different stuff, and then Bob's your uncle, you have Flip.
And just like that, Tom gave me superpowers. But in order for all these shots to look good, it takes a lot of effort on both sides of the camera. Lots of shots with natural movement to help sell the visual effects. But I think it's worth it, because hopefully Tyler will be really impressed by the work. That did not work. Here we go, and woo! The shot needs to look like the lamp is flying right past the camera so that when it cuts to me, the lamp almost hits me. Currently, it looks like the lamp is just flying sideways. So to fix this, I need to pull it straight toward the camera. The hope here is that the lamp does not hit my camera, because that would be very detrimental to my bank account. no. There's glass light bulb filaments on my carpet. Now that I'm done launching the lamp at my camera, it's time to launch it at myself. And for this shot, I'm gonna need a little bit of help. Yo, would you mind throwing a lamp at me? Go, 3, 2, 1, throw. Throw it pretty good. Throw it pretty hard. Okay. All right, 3, 2, 1. That was good. That was good. Thanks for the help. I'll see you around the house. Yeah. It looks pretty good. With sound design, that's gonna be crazy. The room is about to get messy. I wasn't recording. Okay, I know this sounds like a joke because I always make this joke. I wasn't recording. But this time, I genuinely just forgot to hit record. It just so happens to be the shot where I throw a $23 breakaway plate at the wall. But don't worry, I got a little trick up my sleeve. So I broke another plate, and I had fun doing it. And this time I did hit record, thankfully. I also had to clean up after, and that was not very fun, but it is necessary because we are now done filming.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. What you've sent me has been really good. And I've started like putting comps together. Oh yeah, no. I guess you haven't seen these ones.
No, I haven't seen any of this. This is nuts.
Okay. Good, man. Cool.
Oh!
When it comes to this, like this web,
yeah,
it's pretty much the same.
Now that Spider-Man's finished, we just have one scene to complete before Tyler comes over for the big premiere. So without further ado, Captain America. This one is tough because I want a shield, but I don't want to buy one. So I'm gonna have to make one, but I also don't want to spend money. My options are kind of limited here. My goal for this scene is to throw a shield like Captain America. It's his iconic move in all the movies, and it just looks really cool. So how am I going to do this? Well, as I was rewatching the movies, this scene caught my eye. Can you guess why? Oh, how's it going? What is this shirt? Oh, I have to represent. That is crazy. So, are you ready to see my recreations?
I've seen a lot of Isaac Carlton in the past, but surely he cannot pull off Marvel.
Here we go.
Initiating thrusters.
This feels like a video game, I'm not gonna lie. I cannot believe that I'm flying in the air right now. I'm definitely not in my bedroom. This is crazy. Is that a jet?
That is correct, sir.
Is that 2 jets?
Incoming missile, sir.
Norman, scan the area.
Scanning. All clear.
I think I'm getting altitude sickness. This has been fun and all, but I'm going home. So what do you think?
It's not bad.